Welcome to the Post Sports Chat. I'm Rubenstein here again with Todd Murray to discuss the WVU baseball team, which is getting set to host Texas in what should be the final series at Hawley Field for the Mountaineers. Todd and WVU is expecting a number of former players back in town, kind of making it a festive weekend. What is this weekend in a historical perspective going to mean when you factor in Texas, Hawley Field's last series, plus it's a very meaningful one for West Virginia?
Yeah, I mean it's all huge. You know, having Texas in here, one of the iconic teams of college baseball for the last series at Hawley, was really unbelievable, and a great thing for the Mountaineers that they were able to do that. You know, you'll have a lot of players who have played on that Hawley Field in the past. You know, coming back to get one last look at the ballpark before they move into their new home next season. And plus, I mean, the Big 12 standings, Texas and WVU are right there in the middle, and whoever wins this series is going to be putting themselves in good position here as we head down the home stretch in the Big 12. So just a lot at play this weekend, a huge weekend for both teams.
What has stuck out to you about the Mountaineers here over the last 6 games? And I guess we could even go as far back as 9 games since Vance made his debut against Ohio State. I mean, we've discussed a number of things, and obviously a lot's been going right on the mound and in the batter's box. But what sticks out most to you over this stretch where West Virginia's kind of got things rolling?
I think it's just the way the hitting, where they started getting the extra base hits instead of the singles. A lot of singles during that losing streak, not getting big hits when they did have runners in scoring position, and that has been happening here a lot during this 6-game winning streak, and obviously something they need to continue. And then the starting pitching has continued to be excellent. They moved Sean Carley to the bullpen to sort of serve as a closer, and yet since he's done that, they've played 6 Big 12 games, and they've only needed to use him twice, which obviously is a good thing for the Mountaineers. It just shows you, how good the starters have been, and some of the other guys in that bullpen, like Ryan Tezak.
Do you think Randy Mazey has settled on his pitching rotation? Vance, a solid guy in Big 12 play now that he's making that transition that we've discussed, and keeping Carley in the bullpen. I mean, do you think he's pretty solidified and where the West Virginia sits pitching wise?
Yeah. I think Vance will be their Sunday guy from here on out. He's proven it in 3 straight outings, so it wasn't just a fluke against Ohio State and coming back against Maryland and then Kansas State last weekend. He's a deceptive kind of lefty. He has a little sidearm motion. He's difficult for the opposing hitters to really square off against. And I think Carley is comfortable coming out of the bullpen. I mean, he's a competitor. He wants the ball as often as Randy Mazey will give it to him, but I think he understands. He accepts that role there, and as long as they keep getting the starting pitching and some of the middle relief guys like the Tezak that I mentioned previously, I think they're gonna be in good shape here heading into the last part of the season.
You've mentioned a number of guys, and Harrison Musgrave's another one, but one guy in that rotation that obviously has been discussed, but want to get into it a little bit more is John Means, and what you see from him, because just from talking to some people, there are some folks who even think he, on a pro level, maybe even has the highest ceiling of any pitcher on WVU staff. What does he bring to the table? And he's been very consistent from start to finish here for West Virginia this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a nice arsenal there that can keep hitters off balance. Get the fastball, has a change-up, a breaking ball. He can throw all those pitches for strikes, and that's made him pretty effective. Though he admitted when he struggled a little bit against Kansas State, he was hanging balls. But the important thing is he was able to work his way through that, and that's always the sign of a good pitcher, and that's why Randy Mazey has so much confidence in him.
Going back to the significance of this series, West Virginia at least on paper, looks like they put themselves in good position to at least make the Big 12 tournament with last weekend's sweep of Kansas State, and now they're kind of looking for bigger and better things. When you start thinking about the Big 12 tournament, that's only a few weeks away here. Where does West Virginia want to sit, and what are the keys as they transition from the end of the season into that tournament type of play?
Yeah, well, obviously they want to finish it, as high as possible to get a good seed and put themselves in the best position to win games in Oklahoma City at the Big 12 tournament. You look at these series, what they have left. Texas, they're in Kansas, or the next two. Those teams are right around WVU in the standing. Those are going to be huge. And then Texas Tech, as well, has had a very good year, and they're in the top part of the league. So. All these series are big. They need to win as many games as they can.
Very good. Todd, appreciate your time once again. And please continue to check theedpost.com for the latest on the West Virginia-Texas series this weekend. Thanks for watching today.